This is a brief summary of how the cost-neutral school start time models were created for consideration. There is much research regarding the benefits of a later start time for adolescents, which is not up for discussion at this time. There are also many factors for establishing a realistic and feasible bell schedule. The goal is to provide models that maximize the use of the buses and keep costs at a minimum. In the past, other models were created that added significant costs of additional buses and drivers. Due to budgetary constraints, those models were eliminated from consideration. This brief presentation will provide a short summary of how bus routes are created and the 4 cost-neutral models under consideration. We will provide an overview of the district's profile, factors in creating a bus run, factors in creating a bus route, the 4 cost-neutral models, and provide a reminder of how to complete our survey. Orange County is 904 square miles. OCPS is the 8th largest school district in the nation and 4th largest in the state. OCPS has 199 schools serving a student population of over 211,000. Of the 199 schools, 125 are elementary schools, 38 middle schools, 8 K-8 schools, 20 high schools, and 8 exceptional and alternative schools. Transportation Services ended last school year operating 860 bus routes. A route usually includes a high school, elementary, and middle school bus run. The number of bus routes can change as needs or ridership changes. The start of the 2019-2020 school year began with 875 bus routes, transporting approximately 70,000 students daily. The current bell times are: high school starts at 7:20 a.m. and release at 2:20 p.m. Elementary and K-8 schools start between 8:15 and 8:45 a.m. and release between 3 and 3:30 p.m. Middle school starts at 9:30 a.m. and release at 3:57 p.m. Factors that are taken into consideration when creating a bus run are number of bus stops, location of bus stops, length of the run, number of students. Creating a bus run or a trip to and from the school is a delicate balance of time and distance. Adding more bus stops to transport more will use fewer buses, but will have longer bus ride times. The goal is to have a general education run average 40 minutes and a special needs run average 55 minutes. There are over 13,000 bus stops throughout the district. Many factors are considered when identifying an appropriate bus stop. Bus stop location is determined by considering factors like site distance, location of student residences, identifiable student clusters, number of students, the distance between stops, and pedestrian access. Dependent on the attendance zone and topography, maximizing the bus occupancy may extend the ride time for students getting to school. The size of the attendance zones will impact the number of buses needed to serve the schools. For larger zones, more buses will be scheduled to lower the ride times. The window of operation is the time needed between tiers, high school, elementary, and middle school. Time is needed in between start times to allow buses to pick up and deliver for each tier. If there is not enough time, buses cannot be used for another run and additional buses are needed for the next tier. The goal is to create as few bus routes as possible to transport eligible students to and from school safely and as efficiently as possible. The goal is to have at least 3 runs per bus. This means, when possible, one bus route will have a high school, elementary school, and middle school run assigned. There are 20 high schools, and they have the largest attendance zones. Due to the size, some bus runs are longer and take more time to get students to and from school. There are 38 middle schools, and the size of the attendance zones vary. The more rural schools have larger zones versus the urban schools. There are 125 elementary schools, and they have the smallest zones. To help create efficient routes for approximately 86,000 eligible students, OCPS employs a routing software program called Trapeze MapNet NT. Student data from the district's student database is downloaded into the transportation routing software nightly. The student data is then reviewed by our routing specialists to confirm that the students are in the correct attendance zone along with any special issues on their record, such as ESE designation. There are factors that may not be flexible that will impact the development of a route. These factors include, but are not limited to, the ninth grade centers needing to start 10 minutes earlier due to shuttles to and from the main campus, special schools where the start times cannot be flexible, half-day pre-K vocational education programs, ESE high school transition programs, and technical college campus start times and shuttles from high schools. For technical colleges, any change also will affect non-K through 12 attendees. Here are the proposed cost-neutral start time models. The following models were created by using the district's routing software and current ridership percentages. The routing software program created the models based on all eligible ridership. Currently, OCPS transports approximately 76% of the eligible riders. Some assumptions were made during the creation of these models. Those were that positive pathways will remain on the fourth tier, that the number of elementary schools needing an extra hour will not change considerably, that the ridership percentage will not change considerably, that any existing program changes or new programs will not affect the number of buses needed. Model A. This is the current bell time schedule. The proposed start time models will be cost neutral for both buses and teachers. Model B. This model just moves each tier 20 minutes later with high school starting at 7:40 a.m. Model C. These are the start times based on the simulations for high school to start at 8 a.m., followed by elementary schools and then middle schools. Model D. These are the start times based on the simulations for elementary schools to start first at 8 a.m., followed by high schools and then middle schools. Please remember to complete the survey. You can find the link to the survey on our homepage at www.ocps.net.